Hey guys, how's it going? It's Danconia and welcome back to Overcoach. So, this one is going to be a fascinating one. As you can see, we're on Busan. He's not going to play Roadhog here. We're watching Nuclear. And he's going to be playing Reinhardt. But this is a bit different to what we've looked at before because this is a Scrim. This is a 2500 plat level Scrim. And before anyone starts questioning it, in Scrims, the rule set can be slightly different at times. So we are on control here, right? Busan, obviously. And people will remember, if you've played Overwatch for quite a while, that control used to be first to 3, best of 5. Control maps used to be quite long maps. And Blizzard changed this to best of 3, first to 2. Quite a while ago now, actually. To speed up games and not have so many people in games, because you used to get these control maps go to 3-2 and it used to be take an absolute age to get through, and you used to get well over like 30-minute games or more. So, but scrims sometimes still use that rule set, and so we are going to see a scrim here where that rule set is in effect. So we will go to at least 3 points of Busan, and it's going to be incredibly interesting. But let's see what we've got here then. As I said, we are going to be playing Reinhardt here. We are not going to be playing a Roadhog. This is just a spawn thing. So don't get your hopes up for that. Anyway, the great thing about scrims is if you're in solo queue on ladder, or if you're just in ladder in general, it can be very difficult to set things up. But all of these guys are in comms. All of these guys are on the same page. So things can be really, really interesting when it comes to scrims. So it's not going to be too down and dirty with the comps because we should know what comps to run here. We're going with Reinhardt. It's fairly good on this point of Busan. I think we all know that. The differentiation between the teams here, obviously, is the support and DPS. So our team is running double sniper. Their team is running traditional Genji Tracer dive alongside the Rein Zarya, which is interesting, and they're running a Mercy as well. The Mercy will be more accustomed on our team to damage boost the Widow, but yeah, it's whatever, and we're going to be running a Ana Lucio, which is much more meta than what we see on the other enemy team, but you'll notice that they all have Anas, because Ana is very, very good. So we are pushing up here. With Reinhardt, here, we're always trying to take space. So, their Mercy is pocketing their Reinhardt, but he is fairly overextended. So, we pressure him heavily, and he's really, really low. And this means that we get to move up, we get to take space, and we put them in a more difficult position, meaning they have to push out. So, we're taking real good space here. Real good space. We can continue to push this a little, though. I think we're being a bit too timid here. Now we've got the picks. Now we push them hard. Now we push them hard. Counter that charge. Oh, we got the Genji, and that was really lucky. I would have attempted to counter the charge coming in from the Rhine, then we perhaps would have saved our Lucio, but it doesn't matter. We're going to get the push here, and we won't push any further than that door. Remember, we don't have a Lucio. That's a fairly good fight. I think we could have been a tiny little bit more aggressive, but it's not too bad. I'm not going to be too nitpicky about this, let's be honest. So what we want to do is we want to hold at doors. We know they're coming in from that way, so we're going to close on this door and we're going to make it really difficult for them to come out, and we're going to make them spend things. Great pick from our Widow. Great pick. So we can be aggressive now. Great block. Fantastic block. Love to see it. We absolutely owned that Reinhardt. Massive shatter. Love this. Great play. Great play. We owned that Reinhardt. We absolutely told him to sit. We blocked his shatter, we got the nano, we shattered them, we killed the Reinhardt, then we shattered their team. Perfect play. Lovely work. Love it. And we have Grav and Dragon now, so we should be able to win the next fight as well. We're holding at door, which is really nice. One thing to remember, I don't think we needed to be going in the door though. That's the thing. What I would be doing here, and that's the great thing with Reinhardt, is, to be quite honest, his shield's great and all. But also, what is better than a shield when it comes to Overwatch? Well, actually, just our walls are better than a shield. So, what I'd be doing here is, if you can see my mouse here, I would be holding here. This is where my Reinhardt's body would be. And every now and then my shield would be up so my team could do damage. But I'd be holding here. I wouldn't be pushing past here, unless we get a pick. And in doing that, if my shield goes down, my body is not directly in a line of fire. So, what I'm saying is, use the environment to your advantage. This is an ever so slight overextension and you get punished really heavily. That is really good for the enemy team to punish that though. Really good. So our team has responded with a grab though. And the grab dragon has got us out of jail. That is nice. That is nice. And that is a case with scrims, and team play is, well, it's a team play. It's a team game. But when you've got a full team of 6 all together on the same page, you know when you can win fights with the ults you've got. So that was a good response. And our Widow is very good. So I wouldn't be pushing too much further. Wouldn't be pushing too much further. We want to hold that door here, I would say. Oh, Zarya, yeah, we're going to get grabbed. Yep. We also went to charge there as well. Are they going to get to point? They're not going to get to point. Oh, that's... Okay, so that kind of works both ways, doesn't it? Because you don't get to point, but if they got to point now, it would have been rough. But we did push them to the extent where they were just out of time to get to the point, so that's okay. So now we are on Sanctuary. There, we're going to run exactly the same comps here, which is fine. We got a lot of value out of it. Our Widow was really good, and I have no problem with her staying on it. They are going to go and match the Widow there. So this is going to be very interesting, but we are concentrating on the Reinhardt here. So, I think especially early on, taking space and putting pressure on their front line was really, really good. I just think we could use better use of the environment to basically keep ourselves alive and keep our barrier nice and healthy. I think using the environment more will be better. Like this big pole. Use it to good use. That's not even what I wanted to say. So we're backing off here. We're right in the open. Use the pole. Use the pole. Use the pole. Work the pole. Now push forward. Now push forward. Work the next pole. Nice bio nade. Fairly good. We kind of knew when we were low we had to back off, and then we went forward again. And we were kind of using the environment to give ourselves a bit of breather when it comes to incoming damage as well, so that's not too bad. I have seen teams push right up to that gate there, but I wouldn't really advise it. We're coming up on a shatter though, but he has a shatter before us, almost certainly, so it's going to be the battle of the shatters here. Will we block his shatter or not? We did very well doing that last time. We didn't get it this time though. I wonder if we knew whether that shatter was up or not. Yeah, this is a rough place for us to be. We've only got a Lucio healing. He's really low anyway, and our Anna's dead. Don't use the shatter here. Nice counter charge. Nice counter charge, but we are dead here. Yeah. We have to give this point over. We have to give this point over, but we are going to come back in with a bunch of ults, so that's fine. Plus, our Zarya is out charging their Zarya, so that's actually pretty good. And we have a lot of we have a lot of tools to work with. I mean, we just grab dragon them, and we hold on to the nano. Lucio, he's stalling, and no one's re-entering. Decision making gone wrong. Decision making gone wrong. The Lucio was stalling that point for percentage, but we were also stood in the choke, and we were like, oh, are we going? Are we not going? And yeah, so we kind of needed to make a decision whether we went there or not. We could have gone. We had the ults, to be quite honest. We basically have all 6, but remember your Lucio is not here. Big pulse bomb. Big pulse bomb. Not the best charge though. Fire strike it. I would have fire striked the grab first. But we don't really need the ult charge, so it's fine. Of course, I would have just charged him. I know he's got ult, but he shouldn't be using it. That's a good retake, and we didn't use Grav. Oh, yeah, we did use Grav, but we didn't use Dragon. That's interesting. But we have Shatter, we have Nano, we have Dragon, so that's good. We have ults that we can keep this alive with. Another really good pick from our Tracer. This auto dash is really good. There's the Nano, there's the Shatter. Oh, careful! You are not in line of your healers. You are not in line of your healers. Back off, back off, back off. Okay. Okay. I think a very big contributor to this match is the fact that our DPS, especially Autodash, is just absolutely sitting on their DPS, and it's quite funny, not gonna lie. So, as I said, we go to a third point here because this is best of 5. So, we're going to Busan now. Busan? We're already on Busan. We're on... What is this point called? I wanted to call it Night Market, and that's Lijiang. I can't remember what this point of Busan. Downtown! That's the one. We're going to switch to the D.Va here. Now, I think that's a pretty neat idea, because D.Va can contest high ground, and there is very good high ground for a possible Widow on this map. I would like to see Autodash match that Widow. When he sees it. I'd like to see that. But the D.Va's a decent pick here, because that Widow is going to get free reign if we let this go. We're sticking on Hanzo though, so the Hanzo can pressure her. Right, again, taking space. We're at a bit of a disadvantage here because, well, we're not at a disadvantage, but their Zarya could get a lot of ult charge. What is the Widow doing there? Ah? Okay. We're a bit alone here. We're a bit spread out. We're alone. Charging back into point where everyone is. That's actually a good move. Okay, so we got out of a situation there, but a better team would have punished you. Because we were alone there. And we were lucky in the fact that we got the pin on the Reinhardt, he got purpled, and we charged him back into our team. But we were kind of... We got the Widow. I don't know what the Widow was doing where she was, but whatever. But we kind of just got one side of it. So, we're going to hold at this choke. I love holding at this choke. It's a lovely choke to hold at. Get 5 strikes in there, make them just hate their life. Right, hold at this corner. Oh, nasty. Big Nano. If we can get stuff done here. Fire strike. Fire strike. Fire strike when you're in the grab, and then we could have blocked that. That's nasty. That's nasty. The grav shut you down pretty nasty with the... when you had the Nano on you there. It was a good response from their Zarya. So we've got Shatter, we're going to have Dragons, and we're getting closer to a D.Va Bomb. And a Barrier as well. They have Rally and they have Nano. So this is a rough fight at the moment. That's going to create space. We get this Rhine. Nice. The Dragon was really good because it cut the Rhine off. That was actually a really, really good Dragon for cutting off that Rhine. And then our Tracer has got the McCree. He obviously missed his flashbang because he shouldn't be losing to a Tracer if he's got his flashbang. That Brigitte is not going to survive. Really good. Really good use of the Dragons there. Really good use of the Dragons from this team. But you pushed the Reinhardt as soon as you saw him cut off. It's exactly what you wanted to do. Nice nade on him as well. And he never survives that even with a Nano on him. So they've also just wasted their Nano. So it's good play. Again, we're holding at this choke. Oh. Do you see it though? We have D.Va Bomb now, right? So, I wonder if we do it. Oh, we do! Oh, yes! You love to see it. This is what you can do when you're a 6 stack. When you're all in comms, you can do stuff like this. So, what happened there? Well, we had Reinhardt and we had D.Va Bomb, right? So the D.Va lobs her bomb into the back line. The Reinhardt is caught in a terrible situation. Providing he knew that you had Shatter, obviously. Do I turn and stop myself dying and perhaps my team from dying from the D.Va Bomb? Or do I keep my shield front, stop the Shatter, and the D.Va Bomb kills us? He's in a no-win situation. He turns, you shatter, everyone's on the ground, and the Diva Bomb kills everyone. That is just an ult combo of absolute perfection. It is beautiful. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Don't see things much better than that in Overwatch. Oh, two tanks working in perfect harmony and just killing an entire bloody team. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so we hold at this choke again. Do we know where they're going? I think they're going left. Right, sorry. Because I heard their Doomfist. Yeah. No, 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 no. Don't charge that. You're charging into the team. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, you are lucky to get out of that one. You are lucky to get out of that one. Oh, no, 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 no. Yeah. Don't do that. Don't charge into that team like that. That was not brilliant. Just don't. Never charge into an enemy team. That's the only thing. No matter how right you think it is, you see the Reinhardt, he's a tiny bit away from his team. You see a wall behind him, and you're like, I can get him. No. Always, the best thing to do is not die, especially in that situation when you've got control of the point. Make them aggress onto you, and you're always going to be in the advantage. Especially when you're defending points on control. We're not anticipating the shatters though. Although he did have a shatter very quickly because I believe he used it last fight. So that's really good from him. Oh, our Tracer's popping off though. Our DPS are popping off. Are we going to win this? DPS carry? That... Dude, it's auto dash. It's crazy. That is bonkers. He just kills 4 on the Tracer. He's crazy good. That is really good. But... Okay, so our DPS carried there, right? So that Diva Bomb was really good. But this... And I think you notice looking back at this. And if you're a team in scrims, you will look back at your own VODs. So, you know what you did here was bonkers. You fire striked him, that's fine, you're building ult charge. Now, if you've got to be tracking ults, right? So you know that they should have their shatter. You used your shatter in the last fight. They should know that. So they know that you're not really too much of a risk to them in terms of ultimates. So you see the Reinhardt slept. And you're like, Kerching, pin him to the wall. Come on, let's go. But look ever so slightly to the right of this Reinhardt. There is a Zarya, a McCree, an Anna, a Doomfist, I think, a Brig. You are going to have a very, very bad time. They have got Bash, they have got Flash, they have got the damage from a Zarya, and this Reinhardt has also got his Shatter. So even if you pin him, you're not going to kill him. He's got too much backup from behind him. So he's just going to, well, if you don't die, what I would attempt to do is move ever so slightly past your shield and shatter everyone behind you. And at that point, you're going to die anyway because you've got no backup. You get flashed. And then you get stunned from the Earth Shatter. And that's... I'm sorry to say that is your fault for charging. You just shouldn't have charged. You should have... Yeah, it's great sleep from the Anna. But you just needed to pump damage into him from a distance. Say the Hanzo and stuff like that. If Hanzo had pumped damage in from a distance, he may have got his dragon up. And therefore he could have dragoned this. But we were never going to... We got the nano, which was great and all, but it was always going to be a struggle from then on because we'd invested so much already. And we're lucky in some respects because after this fight, everyone's used everything apart from that Reinhardt with the Shatter and the Tracer with the bomb, right? And if it wasn't for our DPS popping off, they would have turned this. They would have turned this, and it would have been a case of building ults and having to come back in. So that's what I would say to that, because we used Barrier, we used Nano, we used Diva Bomb, we used Dragons, and, well, we didn't have Shatter, but we didn't build up too much of a Shatter in that fight because we didn't take part too much in the fight. So It's just a case of knowing when you overextend, and that charge was a bit bonkers, I'm not going to lie. And you overextended a little bit on mecha base as well, when you were going past the door, and I wouldn't ever advise going past the door unless you've got significant picks, because you're putting yourself in a vulnerable position. And also just try and make good use of the environment around you to supplement your barrier, is what I'm trying to say. Use corners, play peeking, play corners like a Widow would in some respects, and use corners to peek out of. Don't just stand at a choke with your body there, because as soon as your barrier goes down, your body's going to take the hit. So yeah, it's good, and that Diva Bomb Rein Shatter combo was just beautiful. It is a thing of beauty, and you don't get to see them very often, because very often they only happen in scrims or team play, because the communication on ladder is not there for that sort of thing. But if you are Diva and Reinhardt duo on ladder, that sort of thing will get you wins. That sort of combo will get you wins. Use it. Absolutely use it. Because it is such a fantastic combo. And it works so many times when it's against a Reinhardt, obviously. Because he's left in such a ridiculous position. He's left in such a ridiculous position that he's got no choice. He dies either way. And normally most of the other team dies alongside him. But it has been really interesting to do a scrim. To go back to the old 1-3 format in Control, which is, I know it's not been long. This could have been a really long one, because they did very well in terms of rolling the other team. It was a bit of a mismatch in some respects, and the DPS on this team were just crazy, especially this Auto Dash. He was fantastic on the Widow and on the Tracer, and he had the number of the enemy team a lot of times. Crazy. Fantastic DPS play from them. But this is a good Reinhardt player. I just think he needs to nail down some of his decision making and some of his not mechanics, that's the wrong way to it, but we weren't blocking a lot of shatters. I don't think we were anticipating the shatter coming in a lot of the time, or we were slow on reacting to it, and sometimes we didn't use the environment to our advantage, and we did some little things that were a bit crazy at times, like the charge. But I'm going to leave it here for this one, so thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you liked it, give it a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video. See you then.